Hello! What's going on, guys? It's your boy Poison the Kami, me, myself, and I back at it again with another video, and today's video is actually going to be directed at Bandai Namco and CC2. So I actually said a little while ago that after the announcement of Storm Connections that I was actually going to make a video directed towards Bandai Namco and CC2 about the things that we want in the next Storm game. There's a lot of suggestions, and I've actually written a lot of stuff down, taken some stuff out, and now I finally have a list. The list actually features some very important things, but I'm being very realistic in terms of what CC2 would have done in the game so far. I feel like some of it could just get mentioned post-launch, like in future updates and stuff. I feel like I've mentioned a lot of the key features, and anyone from CC2 or anyone from Bandai Namco, if you're watching this, please take great consideration into everything I'm saying, because it's not just me that wants these things, but is literally the majority of the community that you have made Naruto Storm Connections for. The first thing that I would like to mention is to bring back the old stages from the previous Naruto Storm games. In each installment of the Naruto Storm games, there's always a habit of previous stages in the prior game being missing to it. So I would like every stage from all the Storm games to be back. The stage selection screen should look a little something like this. So here on screen is pretty much like all the stages. And in terms of like evening times or nighttime or morning time variants of stages, it's a case of you could just hit like the shoulder buttons on the controller and you can change it that way. So if you want to do like training field evening, for example, you can just go onto the training field, hit like R1 or something, and it'll change it to the evening time for you. I feel like this would be really good, and it would bring a good sense of nostalgia for a lot of us older players that used to play since like Storm 2 or Storm 1 days. Having all of those old stages back would be really key and really beneficial to the game, and would just bring a lot more content. And people like playing a game that has a lot of content in it, and I know that you guys are really trying to do that with Connections, and I really appreciate everything that you guys have announced so far with Connections. But we feel like more stages would be key and a good part to play in the game. I feel like it will keep the game alive and exciting for a very long time. So the next one is a very big and important one that a lot of us have been saying for many years over Storm, and CC2, I acknowledge that you've actually listened to us on some of these characters, but I am saying we want all of the old characters that were featured in every Storm game. Now, I'm going to be realistic with you guys, and I'm not going to suggest any filler arc characters that were in the anime filler, such as like Gurren or Sora or Pakura or any one of those sorts. I'm talking about the characters that you guys have character models of and animations of and jutsus of that you use in previous Storm games. I'm talking about the characters that were used in Generations and Revolution as support-only characters. These characters are such as Kurenai, Anko, Shizune, Kuratsuchi, Akatsuchi, Ao, Chojuro, C, Torone, and Fu. A lot of those were old Naruto Storm Generations characters or old Revolution characters that made it as support-only characters, but we would all love to see these characters actually be playable. So many people would want to see Kurenai with her Genjutsu. I personally, and I know a few others, would also like to see Shizune playable, as in the Poison's my whole identity. I'd love to use her Poison Jutsu in the battle. That would be really fun. I know a lot of people would like to use Anko and pair her with the likes of Kabuto and Orochimaru. I can see them making a good team together. And even then, the likes of like Torone having an Aburame member with someone like Shina would make a really nice Aburame clan team that you can actually play tag team in a leader switching battle. That would be really amazing, really beneficial. I feel like with a name like Connections, really, if you're going to connect everything together, I feel like having all of these characters that a lot of people love would be really key and beneficial to the game. And I feel like it would be a great idea. A lot of us have been asking this for many, many years. We've been asking this since Storm 3 days, when a lot of these characters were taken out of the game as support only. So to have the likes of Kurenai and Anko and Shizune back in amongst Kuratsuchi would be amazing. Also, in addition to this, is that now that Chojuro and Kuratsuchi are now Kage of their respective villages in the Boruto story, maybe having them in their Kage outfits would be a good idea as well. So I see more of an incentive to have the likes of Chojuro and Kuratsuchi in the game as well. But regardless, having all of the characters I've just mentioned would be amazing. It'd make so many more Storm fans happy, and it would increase the longevity of the game, I can assure you that. As an extension to this, obviously we'd like to see more Boruto themed characters, as it's Naruto x Boruto, so this does leave room for more Boruto characters. Just to list a few, I would like to see characters like Kawaki, Inojin, Shikadai, Chocho, Metal Lee, Ishiki, even like the likes of Borushiki as well. when that whole fusion thing happened. Just a lot more Boruto themed characters. I feel like this would be really good as well for the segue from Naruto to Boruto into Boruto, featuring more Boruto characters like that as well, like Yurui as well, Adult Konohamaru. I can just think of them on the fly. These are so many characters you could add to the roster, and this could be the biggest, most greatest roster yet for Storm Connection. So I really hope you guys consider adding these characters. And if these characters aren't available on launch or anything, like if the game launches and none of these characters are there, I really hope that you guys could consider this for DLC in the future. I can assure you so many people would actually buy DLC of all of the characters I have literally just listed in this segment of the video. Another little fun one that I'd like to include is team names. So in relation to characters coming back, I'd like to see team names return. I think the last time we've seen the team names was in Storm Revolution, but here I'm using Storm 3 footage as an example for it. So as you can see, you can pick up some characters and they make a team name. I've noticed this actually get mentioned quite a lot by my community when I made a community post about this. So in honor of those people, I would like to actually see team names return. I would also like to see team names return. I feel like having, you know, Naruto and Sasuke and having them best friends, or maybe having older Naruto and younger Naruto and have it called Generations as a little nod to Generations game again. That would be really cool. And you could do that with all like the older and younger versions of characters. You know, you can have like a Sharingan team with like Kakashi, Itachi, Sasuke. You can have an Uchiha team with the likes of Madara, Obito, and Sasuke. Like, there's so many different team names you can come up with, like wind style users, fire style users, water style users. We have so many ninja in the game now. Team names are such a viable option to have, and I think it'd be a great idea. The first quality of life change is a ping indicator on the HUD when you are playing in matches. So when you're playing in online mode, I can see that you have the blue bar or the yellow bar or the red bar connection next to the opponent's name to determine what the connection is like between you both. However, actually having the ping and the number of millisecond input delay would be beneficial, much more beneficial for us to gauge exactly what the delay is like, so we can see versus certain players around the world what the connection is like to the pinpoint. When I'm playing, I got North American friends in the West Coast. I'd like to see what it's like versus them versus East Coast players. Although, talking about international connectivity, I do have another suggestion later on in the video that I will mention. The next thing is to fix armor break. Armor break currently has an issue where it will decrease the stun animation of certain stuns and shorten it by a considerable amount to the point where we are dropping combos. We are earning combos and rightfully doing them, but when the armor break animation happens, it is currently cutting down combos in stuns. So when I'm trying to do like killing Sasuke here, for example, I'm trying to do his infinite combo, the armor break will have it so that the stun is a lot shorter and I can no longer perform his infinite combo. And this will also stop me from doing his combo ninja move to Ultimate Jitsu as well. I feel like this is a key fatal error in the armor break system, and for this to be fixed into the next Storm game would be heavily appreciated. A lot of us has been complaining about this since the release of Naruto Storm 4, and sadly we've had no changes. So if this could be fixed for armor break, that'd be amazing. Another little quality of life thing we'd like to see return is actually Revolution's character customization. So in Naruto Storm Revolution, we were able to always customize our character by putting masks on them or like a weapon on their back or something. Just little key cool things like that, or like a little bug thing for Shino. It would be nice to see more character customizations thing returned. Having characters in Anbu masks or in cloaks actually look really cool. And for that to return, it would be amazing. This gets requested quite a lot by a lot of the people in the community that I talk to. It's often used in conversations amongst the players as well. People actually really appreciated the Revolution's customization, and we would like to see it back. Now, this one, I try to remain as realistic as possible with this one, but this is also a personal one for myself, and I can understand if this will never become a thing again. But we would like to see the 4th combo return to the characters in Naruto Storm. Now, I know that with all the characters that are coming into the game, it may be hard at giving everybody a 4th combo. Obviously, from the transition from Storm Generations to Storm 3, everybody had a 4th combo stripped, and then every character had only 3 combos, being the neutral combo, the up combo, and the down combo. But we would like that side combo to return if possible. With the PS5 being such a powerful console, and with this game also being targeted onto next gen, it'd be great to have them. It's understandable if they can't return because you're still making the game on previous gen consoles like PS4 and things like that. That's understandable. But I think a nice little quality of life thing is to have a 4th combo. I feel like this will make every character's movesets a lot more diverse, and it will give us a lot more opportunities for more creative outlets in battles. One thing that we like to do is show off our creativity when we're fighting each other, so having the 4th combo return would be key. Another one is the netcode of Naruto Storm 4. So yeah, I guess this kind of goes in the hand of what I was talking about earlier. I would like to maybe have the rollback netcode introduced to Naruto Storm so that we can start doing more better international play like that. We have a lot of competitive Naruto Storm players from all over the world, from different areas such as the Middle East, Europe, myself here in the UK with other United Kingdom players as well, and North America and including South America. I know that the Japanese Naruto Storm community would probably like to compete with us if the connection was better. So one request I definitely have is that we can have rollback netcodes to increase the include everybody in competing and playing with each other online. That would be really beneficial for all of us. Just improving the netcode so that we can do international play online would be amazing. A lot of people are requesting rollback netcode for this. We feel like it would have the stability of online matches be done a lot better. Maybe this is something you could look at in future patches or something for Storm if you guys aren't already planning to do this. But yeah, rollback netcode is something that a lot of us is requesting, and we feel it would be very beneficial to the game. Okay, another key quality of life one that I've actually got from my friend Reanimation Hero when he made his video. Shout out to Reanimation Hero. He mentioned a change in how the ranked system works. So in ranked, traditionally how it's done in Storm games is that we are earning BP, and then by the time we hit 99999 BP or whatever, I don't know the exact number, but you hit like 5 or 6 9s in the BP. You max out the BP, and then if you're the first person to do that, you become #1 in the leaderboard. Once you do that, you become #1 forever, and there is no one overtaking you. Personally, I don't feel like this is a very good ranked experience because people will just try to race to become #1, claim that they are #1 in the game. However, their skill obviously may differ to players who actually do play the game a lot more and put a lot of time into the game. I feel like if ranked is going to show a more of a competitive representation of the top players in the game, I feel like ranked should show like maybe like a seasonal reset, so people can rank up, maybe not hit a cap, people can keep going and going and going, but maybe every couple of months or so, everybody's ranks gets reset by a few ranks. Maybe taking out the PP system and having like rank titles instead, kind of similar to how Tekken does it. Tekken has it so that you can get it like titles for each thing, and then you level up through titles. That'd be really good. Or another good example is Valorant or Overwatch. Like Overwatch, for example, you level up from bronze to silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, grandmaster, then top 500. Having something like that in Naruto, and then having it so that everybody's ranks gets reset down rank 1 or down rank 2 or whatever. That would be really key, and then everybody has to keep earning their ranks again. I feel like this will keep the ranked game mode a lot more alive. You're going to see a lot more of the veteran players trying to keep a high spot on the leaderboard constantly, and this will basically up the utilization of multiple game modes, because right now in Storm games for the past years, everybody's mainly been playing on player matches, but I feel like a lot more of the hardcore loyal players to Storm will continue to play ranked match as long as we have a reason to keep playing ranked matches with seasonal changes. So I feel like this would be a very good idea. In relation to ranked matches, I would also like to see a more harsh penalty for those who disconnect during ranked games. Now, I know that sometimes people can't help it if they have bad internet and they get disconnected through their bad internet. However, I feel like that is down to the responsibility of the player and not the opponent that they're going against, and there's punishment systems to still be in place. I think if people are aware that their connection isn't consistent enough for them to play online, they just shouldn't be playing in ranked matches at all, and they should look at maybe getting their connection fixed at home, or just look at other alternative methods such as Ethernet cables and such. There's always answers to improve connectivity. So I feel like CC2 to punish the players that actually intentionally disconnect from matches, to actually have a more harsh setting or like a harsh answer for people who rage quit. These could be like an extreme loss of like rank demotion, so like demoting the title of their rank or losing a huge amount of BP, or maybe like a timeout, so you can time them out for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. Make a harsh penalty so these people don't disconnect and go into the game, because what people are doing is that they're playing ranked, and when they find that they lose or they're about to lose, like they're caught in an auto-jitsu and the game's about to end, They'll literally go to the home screen, close the application, go right back into the game, and they'll go back in ranked, and they'll continue to do the same thing against somebody else that is better than them. And that is 2 people in the community every time, every so often, like every few minutes, that aren't actually progressing. People are playing ranked, and they're getting stuck at ranks because people are disconnecting against them, and the people who rightfully deserve to win, they're not earning anything. So they're wasting their time playing ranked, and they're earning absolutely nothing, and it's making the ranked experience a very frustrating one for a lot of players. My next one is addition to endless mode. An addition to endless mode would be a spectator area. So a lot of us, when we're holding events like money matches or tournaments or whatever, or like a first to 10, and then somebody wants to live stream it, what we would do is that we'd have the third party live streaming it, and then the 2 main players featured in it. It would be nice if we actually had a spectator area in the endless mode, and then both players can keep readying up and just going straight into their matches. We feel like this would save time in endlesses, and it would cause for a lot more events and a lot more of a competitive nature and atmosphere within endless mode. Because endless is our go-to area for Storm, and we're very grateful for the endless mode, and we really do love and appreciate it. We would also like to see a spectator area in that, so we can actually hold events, and we can actually have maybe like 2 slots for a spectator area, 1 streamer, 1 commentator. People just can join, check it out, and we can hold some really good events, and I feel like it would be very well utilized as well. So another one is a nice quality of life thing to general movesets and gameplay to people's characters, but I would also love to see the ninja move into grab and tilts return. On the screen here, I'm having footage of an example of what I mean. Back in Storm 3, we were able to do a combo, a ninja move, then into the tilt, or into a grab. That would be great. I'm not asking for us to ninja move out of tilts, because I understand with the priority that tilts currently have in Storm 4, that would be overpowered. And if tilts were to still have this priority in Naruto Storm connections, I understand that this would be very powerful and it can be abusive. But I still think for combo creativity reasons and for more variety in characters' combos and potential in character movesets, I think we should allow ninja move in grabs and tilts to be returned into the game. I feel like this will bring out so much more creativity and a lot more fun for characters, and it really brings out characters' maximum potential. Another good quality of life mechanic I'd like to see return from an old Storm game is Shuriken cancels out of combo strings. So the ability to hit the circle button and then hit square to go straight into a Shuriken. This has been taken out in Storm 4. And a lot of us feel that this has greatly harmed the likes of square long-range characters such as Shino, Tenten, Second Mizukage, Tamari. A lot of them have been hurt because of this. Utakata as well. Kidomaru. I feel like the likes of Kidomaru and everything could be a lot more better if you were able to do their 3-hit or their 2-hit circle combos, and then be able to convert into their square Shuriken combos as well, their long-range combos. This would be highly beneficial. So having Shuriken cancel into combos return would make those characters a lot more beneficial, and you would see a higher pick rate in the likes of Tenten, Shino, and Second Mizukage, Utakata as well. A lot of us are enjoying the character Utakata. And then the final request that I have, the big final thing, would be to fix stun locks. So currently there are still stun locks, and I know that you guys have at CC2 have made the efforts to fix the stun locks within characters. That has been happening over the years, and in Storm 4 it has greatly improved. However, there are still a few that currently exist amongst characters like Kaguya Otsutsuki and Edo Hashirama Senju. I believe there are a few more as well, but those are the 2 major examples that are really making the game difficult for a lot of players, especially those of us that play the game competitively at a higher level. Having Kaguya being able to do stun locks, we feel shouldn't be able to be happening. I feel like stun locks should be replaced by infinite combos. So we know that a lot of people have longer stun, and we can do infinite combos with it, and then those are then countered by subs, which is a great system for Storm. So I'm using Kaguya here as an example as a stun lock that should be fixed. And not only that, but I would like to request that you guys take a good look at Edo Hashirama and understand that after the second hit in his combo, it does create stun lock. So if you guys could look at having a universal fix for stun lock across all characters, so that stun locks don't happen unintentionally, that would be highly appreciated. So then everybody will be playing on a fair playing field. That way, people won't be picking characters for the abuse of a broken mechanic. People will then be picking characters because they actually enjoy that character, or the character does have a legitimate good moveset. And that is everything I've wanted to request to you guys at Bandai Namco and CC2, the publishers and the developers of Naruto Storm Connection. This is coming from somebody who's highly passionate about Naruto Storm. I've been playing since 2010 in Naruto Storm 2, and I'm very passionate about the Storm series. I've been playing and studying the games very thoroughly throughout the years. So I hope a lot of you who have commented on my post and gave me your suggestions, I hope you appreciate everything I've said. I am sorry to those of you to the things I've missed out, such as wall fighting and stage transitions. I just don't realistically see them being included in the next Connections game, and I also see a lot of issues with wall fighting being introduced. Storm is quite liable to being falling prey to glitches already as it is. I feel like with the inclusion of wall fighting could bring more glitches or people glitching out the map and then it just ending games or whatever, or breaking games, or it'd have to force people to disconnect. I feel like the awakening mode sometimes can break the game as it is. I feel like having that on top of wall fighting wouldn't be a very good idea. And I feel like wall fighting would then have to try and work with a bunch of other mechanics, which I just don't see it happening. There was a reason why wall fighting was only kept to singles in Storm 4 in the story mode. Having a team-based battle with awakening and switch mechanics on the wall, I don't see it working very well. And I feel like it is a less stress for CC2 to not put that in. So that is the reason why I think that. And stage transitions are a good idea, but I feel like CC2 would be limited on the stages that they're transitioning to. Mr. Air Force did make a very good video on stage transitions. However, again, he was only able to supply a few examples because realistically, in a realistic scenario, there would be very limited stage transitions. The ring outs is already a good feature, but also I do think ring outs should be something that should be able to be toggled on or off. You can turn them on. If not, you can turn them off. I feel like for competitive settings in certain tournaments, this is actually quite crucial. But anyways, that is my full list of everything that I'd like to include for Storm Connections. That is my request to you guys at CC2 and Bandai Namco. I hope you guys take this into great consideration. As always, it's been your boy Poison Akami. Janne.